Week 3 of the NFL season delivers a matchup that could define the AFC East race, the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Josh Allen versus Tua Tagovailoa, Stephon Diggs against Tyreek Hill, two of the most explosive offenses in the league going head-to-head. The Bills have dominated this rivalry in recent years, but Miami's speed and offensive creativity might just be the great equalizer. Can Buffalo's defense slow down the fastest team in football? Or will Miami finally flip the script and take control of the division? Stick around, because we're breaking down every angle, moneyline, spread, totals, and the best prop bets, so you know exactly where the smart money is landing. The Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins square off in Week 3 in a game that has the potential to be one of the defining matchups of the AFC East this season. These two teams don't just know each other, they have built a rivalry around explosive offenses, defensive adjustments, and games that often come down to who executes better in the fourth quarter. When handicapping this game, it's not just about who wins but about finding the right angle on the moneyline, against the spread, the total, and of course the player prop markets that give us extra value. This is where the sharp money meets the narrative, and that's where bettors can find edges. Looking first at the moneyline, Buffalo comes into this game with a veteran quarterback who has been here before, facing Miami in high-leverage spots. Josh Allen's dual-threat ability always keeps defenses on their heels, but the Bills' offense hasn't been perfect this season. They've shown flashes of dominance but also stretches of inconsistency. Miami, on the other hand, has been electric with Tua Tagovailoa running the show and Tyreek Hill terrorizing secondaries. The Dolphins' offensive system under Mike McDaniel is designed to stress defenses with motion, speed, and spacing, and the Bills' secondary will be tested all game long. However, Buffalo has historically had Miami's number. The Bills have won 9 of the last 10 meetings, including critical late-season matchups and playoff-style atmospheres. From a pure moneyline perspective, Buffalo still holds the slight edge because of their track record and Allen's ability to take over games late. But Miami is closing the gap, and the value may not necessarily be on the favorite, depending on the line movement. If the Bills are priced at a significant minus number, there may be more justification for playing the Dolphins as a live dog. Against the spread, history tells us that Buffalo has been a strong performer when facing Miami. They've covered in 6 of the last 8 meetings, often winning by comfortable margins. But Miami has improved at keeping games competitive, particularly with their offense firing on all cylinders. The Dolphins are built for speed, and that means they can score quickly enough to backdoor a number late. Early sharp action has leaned toward Miami when given more than a field goal, and that makes sense considering the Bills' occasional struggles to put teams away. Buffalo has been just 4 to 6 ATS in their last 10 games overall, while Miami has been closer to .500 but has shown resilience, especially as an underdog. If the spread hovers around Bills -3, that's essentially the market telling you this game is a coin flip on a neutral field, and you'll have to decide whether Buffalo's historical dominance outweighs Miami's current momentum. Totals are where this game gets really interesting. The over-under has been set high for a reason. Both teams are built to score points. Miami leads the league in explosive plays through 2 weeks, while Buffalo is always capable of putting up 30+ when Allen is locked in. That said, divisional games in the NFL tend to play tighter, especially when defenses have familiarity with each other. The over has cashed in 4 of the last 6 Bills-Dolphins games, but bettors need to factor in pace. Miami plays fast, running a high number of plays per game, while Buffalo has shown they can dictate tempo and grind clock if they want to lean on their run game with James Cook. The total may look like an automatic over, but weather and game script will matter here. If Miami gets ahead early, Buffalo will be forced into an up-tempo shootout. If Buffalo controls the line of scrimmage and limits possessions, the under could sneak in. Leaning over makes sense given Miami's current offensive explosiveness, but sharp bettors won't blindly fire on it without considering the in-game dynamics. Player props might be where the real value lies in this matchup. Josh Allen's rushing yards prop has historically been a winner in divisional games where the stakes are high, and the Bills aren't afraid to unleash him as a runner when it matters most. If his number is set in the mid-30s, the over is worth a serious look. Stefon Diggs is another player to watch. Miami has struggled at times with elite route runners, and Diggs' receptions prop has been a profitable angle in this rivalry. On the Miami side, Tyreek Hill's yardage props are always high, but he still manages to clear them in explosive matchups. The Bills will likely bracket him, which could open up value on Jalen Waddle if he's fully healthy. Tua's passing yardage is also intriguing. Buffalo's secondary has given up chunk plays in the past, and Miami's scheme is designed to create them. Betting Tua to go over on attempts or completions may be safer than straight yardage, especially if Buffalo tries to limit big plays and force underneath throws. When we look at handicapping records and units gained, it's always important to separate public perception from actual results. The most profitable angles in Bills games over the last season have been backing Josh Allen's rushing props and taking the over in their non-divisional matchups. In Miami's case, betting on Tyreek Hill to score a touchdown has been gold, hitting at a clip that's kept bettors in the green week after week. Units matter because they tell you what's working over time, not just on one hot streak. Over the last 10 Dolphins games, the over has cashed 7 times, while Buffalo has been closer to even on totals. Against the spread, Miami has been slightly undervalued, covering more often as an underdog, while Buffalo's reputation as a powerhouse has often inflated their number. As for who's hot, Miami's offensive player props have been the most consistent money makers. Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown bets have been printing units, while Raheem Mostert's rushing attempts and yards have quietly been profitable for bettors who don't want to chase the big names. On Buffalo's side, Josh Allen rushing overs in primetime or divisional games continue to deliver, and Diggs' reception totals remain a safe play. From a capper's perspective, the sharpest bettors have been hammering Miami's overs and Bills' player rushing props. Those are the current hot angles. When it comes down to final best bets, the analysis points toward a few plays standing out as the highest value angles. The first is Josh Allen over his rushing yards, a prop that historically hits in tight divisional games where Buffalo leans on his legs as a difference maker. The second is Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown, which has been one of the most reliable props in football. For sides, Miami plus the points looks like the sharper play, especially if the spread is at +3 or higher, since this game has the potential to be decided by a single possession. On the total, leaning over makes sense given both teams' offensive talent, though bettors should monitor conditions and late-week injury reports before locking it in. Put it all together, and the best way to approach this game is to mix a side play with carefully chosen props, giving you multiple ways to attack one of the marquee matchups of Week 3. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more sharp betting insights on the NFL and beyond, make sure to hit that like button, drop your best bet for this game in the comments, and subscribe to Beyond the Box Score for daily picks, predictions, and analysis. Don't miss out. This season is just heating up, and we've got you covered every step of the way.